And we're live. Good evening and welcome everyone. Welcome everyone in chat to an episode of Why You So Extra, where we host changemakers and explore what it takes to put the extra into extraordinary. On this show, we speak with changemakers that inspires us, big or small, who are doing that little extra to make a difference. I'm Andrew, and I'll be your host today. Joining me as a co-host will be none other than Johnson Uy, co-founder of Extraordinary People Impacting Communities, also as known as Epic. Johnson, how are you doing this Friday?
Hey, very good, man. Very, very good. Super excited to host yet another outstanding individual who hopefully can help us understand better what it takes to be extraordinary.
Beautiful.
Yeah.
I am pretty sure that most people currently viewing would know who our special guest might be for today. Um, but just between us, Johnson, I only met this person earlier this year, and it wasn't by chance. It was pretty much, it wasn't by choice. It was pretty much by chance, right? We had the idea of organizing a run, a charity run, but because of the pandemic, we pretty much pivoted into a virtual charity run, and someone pretty much just gave me this name. Oh, Andrew, meet said person. We're going to be working with this person for the next few months, and fast forward, what is this now, like almost six months or more actually, 9 months later, we're back here again sitting down with Lily. Okay, the name's out there. I can't hold it in anymore not to say her name anyways.
I think the poster was already sent out
I
there.
know, pretty much.
No,
I don't know
no
why.
suspense.
Yeah, I don't know why I'm being so secretive, but Lily was the person we met back then, and yeah, I'm really glad that we can bring her back in, and I'm sure we'll be able to introduce herself. But since the cat is out of the bag, allow me to just introduce Lily. So let's put our hands together for somewhat of a familiar face. She's a trendsetter. She's an enthusiast. She is iconic. Also very courageous with what she's doing, and fundamentally, I think a lot of people would think that she is the people's champion, and also the up and running founder of Summersault. Lily Sim, what a pleasure to have you with us today.
Hey, Lily.
Hello,
Hello.
Lily.
Am I live? Hi.
Yes,
Hi,
you are. Yes,
everyone.
you are.
Thank you for that very, very kind introduction.
Took me a while of
and
days
the
to think
and
about
the
that.
suspense that you were building up, right?
We
Hi,
gotta wait for
everyone.
more viewers to come on board, right?
Yeah. So, hi. So, shall
How
I
are you
introduce?
doing?
Huh?
How are you doing, Lily?
I'm doing good. So it's Friday, so I'm looking forward to the weekend. Yeah, Friday is always a good day.
Oh, that's great. I think we're also very excited. It's Friday and looking forward to the weekend. We're really glad we could spend our Friday evening with you to learn why you're so extra. Hopefully you can fill us in a little bit about that. But I think we're very happy to host you on this show because I think that we've been also privileged to experience the impact of your work. So of course we organized, you helped us organize the epic run, and I think that turned into a great success. But I think on a personal level it really got me off the couch, especially during MCO, where we've pretty much just been stuck at home, and I really just needed a good excuse to get off the couch and go move about, and definitely I think the environment and the program that you put together was just perfect to accomplish that. Of course, I like to say, perhaps those who saw me last year would see that maybe I lost a little bit of weight as well. That's the woman that you like, that you should, that I thank you. And apart from that, like I think that the sheer encouragement and motivation that was shared amongst the community that you facilitated or you built was really very uplifting, especially during this time. And of course, we raised funds to build an entire home for a family. And so all that momentum isn't just turning into lost weight or more muscle or more stamina, but also turning into good as well. When we felt like that would really make you an excellent guest for this show. Yeah,
Yep.
so really really happy to have you on board. Yeah, and so our question really is, what you do is pretty unique, and we were wondering, how did you get into this? And
Okay.
perhaps, of course, tell us a little bit more about yourself.
Yeah, I think before
Yeah,
that,
yeah.
in case
Yeah.
for people who may not know who Lily is, perhaps Lily would like to just give us a quick introduction of maybe who Lily is and what somersault is to you as well before we start grilling her with the questions, Jocelyn.
Yeah, yeah, sure, sure. Don't worry, we have time to. I will share my stories. No worries. So, hi everyone. I'm Lily, and I'm the founder of Summersault and YOLO Paces. So, Summersault is a sports digital marketing firm which specializes in organizing virtual runs and community building services. YOLO Paces is one of the communities that we've actually built. So it's actually like a brand community, and it's a community for runners, a beginner friendly community. So yeah, we'll share a bit more about that as we speak.
Great,
Yeah.
great. So I think this is a pretty straightforward question, right? Of all things, I know I'm hearing digital fundraising, fitness, and health and all these things, but why of all things running? Like what's your relationship with running actually? Like it could be anything, right? But
Yeah.
why running? Yeah.
Yeah, or may I spice up the question a little bit more before we
Oh.
deliver it over to Lily? Like this show is all about meeting different people who's really impacting the world in different ways.
Mm-hmm.
And so last week we had Rennie talk about how he's making a difference in his neighborhood via food banks. And the world is full of different problems. There's poverty, there is the refugee crisis, there's all these different things. But you're looking to change the world through health and fitness. Why is
Yeah.
that your selected weapon of choice?
Wow, that's a very good question. I think I can answer both, kind of. But, okay. If to answer like why running. And at that time, okay, you have to understand the significance of that because at that time, the most I ran was 5 km. And every time I ran, I didn't enjoy it. Like, so yeah, I didn't enjoy it at all. But new staff member, so I agreed. And out of the fear of like embarrassing myself, right? I ran almost every day. So that's something I didn't do before this. I ran almost every day. I ran my colleagues. I listened to the tips they have to offer. And then on the day itself, I ran the 13 km. And this time it was different. I ran, and I realized that like I wasn't getting the stitches that I usually get, and it wasn't as difficult as before. And yeah, before I knew it, I completed 13 km. And that's where the first time that I actually enjoyed a run, and I felt this feeling of happiness. And after going back and studying about it, it's actually, I think you guys know, when you do fitness, you get this chemical called endorphins, right?
Yep.
So yeah, so this happy chemical was something that I experienced, and it was this euphoria of also like achieving something that you thought was completely impossible. So that feeling combined, I was like, it was really like an aha moment at that time. So I was like, how do I create this feeling again? So so that was basically I was hooked, right? That's the moment that I got hooked. And I fast forward to now, like when I came back to Malaysia and everything, I wanted to do something to help other people get that feeling again. And that feeling is not just like, it's not run. You see, I never talk about running, right? It's really getting that feeling of accomplishment, that feel good feeling, so that it affects other areas of your life. You feel more confident, you feel like you can do anything, and you're more confident at work. So that's really what I wanted to do. And since then, I started a company to enable me to do that. So, and I created a mission, like, okay, so my mission now is I want to inspire fitness via running. So that's how I started.
Is
And yeah,
this is that what they call the famous saying of the runner's high? But yours
yes,
is not Yours is not a temporary thing, but it seems to be still there and quite permanent for you. That's high.
I would beg to differ actually. Like I think people who knew me then who can tell the difference with now. Like I'm a bit more, maybe less crazy. They're asking me to be crazy again, but like yeah, when you first get that feeling, you would, yeah. But it's something that you're trying to rekindle again and again. Yeah.
It's so nice to know that you were a mere mortal as well. You weren't born an ultra marathoner and
I
everything.
wasn't like I really didn't. You should read my stories. Like I really, because I mean, I do try to share it from time to time. My friend even had to like corner me in Melbourne at the tram, right? So it's like, are you coming or not? Like to the run because so I know how it feels like to be a beginner. Actually, I try to remember that feeling. Yeah.
I think what you said is really significant because I think it really shines through in how you motivate, how you communicate, with the community. Because I think from our experience, when we started, we have all sorts of people, right, of different fitness levels. You have some of the hardcore ones that were running hundreds of km, and then you have those that right at the other extreme, like myself, who hasn't run for a long time, and really needed that encouragement. And I felt like that I mean, it kind of explains why perhaps the message also could connect with people on the other extreme, like myself as well, mere mortals.
Yeah, definitely. And I just want to add to that, like, people ask why running, right? There's so many other sports, right? So, because I felt that running is something that is easy to get into, easy to start. You just need like a pair of shoes. Of course, as you run more, you need a better pair, but you just need a pair of shoes and you can just head out the door and start running already. You don't need to find a partner to run with. It's something that you can start doing if maybe you're shy to join team sports or something. You can start doing by yourself to lose a bit of weight. So yeah, so I felt that it's kind of like, I would say I'm biased, of course, but it's kind of the most accessible sport out there. So yeah.
No, that's amazing, and I think it is something to even help people reach that sense of accomplishment or that sense of rush as well. Because from my observation, I don't think it stops at just running, right? That same process and discipline that you cultivate in becoming a better runner actually do translate into other parts of your life, right?
Yes, definitely. Like, I mean, in fact, like, I mean, it's like I also did something like after that feeling, I wrote down like, life lessons learned from running, and I really reflected on like the process. But it's really true, like, because you see, like, before this, I didn't enjoy it because I didn't train for it, right? So it taught me that like you need to prepare for things. And maybe it's because I'm not fit enough. That's why I didn't enjoy it. So it taught me that you need to put in the work first, then only you can see whether it's something that you can accomplish. So once I put in the work and just trust the process, I was lucky. I was in an environment that allowed me to do so as well. I had the free running slots. I didn't have to think about it. I just joined. All my colleagues around me were all talking about running. So that really kind of accelerated my process, I felt. Yeah. Yeah.
Okay. So I'm curious. I think we understand now. What drives you and why you got into this business itself. But from my understanding, you didn't go straight into this right after you came back, but you've been working in
corporate.
In corporate, for quite some time.
Yes,
and so I'm wondering, like, what made you make this bold move into this particular industry?
Actually, when I came back, I wanted to do startup already, but I felt I wasn't in the position to do so because I studied accounting. It's like an Asian degree, but I also told myself like accounting is the language of business, so I should put in the work first to understand how accounting works. So I decided to just take it as far as I could. That's why I went to corporate. I went to PwC, Big Four, so like did audit. And then after that, I stayed longer than I wanted to actually. So like yeah, only after seven. It's not a bad thing. It's more like it's actually a good yeah, they're very good at making you stay. So I had a, I had a good boss as well that who knew I was doing a side business.
Yeah.
I started Summersault as a side business while juggling. Actually after a few years in Malaysia, then I started it. Then I juggled both at the same time. Yeah. So yeah, then only I it after being there in corporate for so long, you kind of needed to muster the courage to leave also.
Mhm.
So yeah, so that was the journey I went through.
Yeah, I'm sure, like you're an accountant, right? That's like your top four Asian or
Yes.
Aspiration.
professions.
Yeah.
I'm sure your parents were very, very proud when you got that. But now you chose to go into a career where you make the whole town run around with you. Uh, I wonder
Yes.
how. I wonder what they think about that, and how do you deal with
How
that?
they they were, of course they didn't approve. Yeah, they never did. Sorry, they're at least watching this later on, but yeah, but it's normal. Like they just worry about the stability. Yeah. So yeah, they didn't approve, and we had a lot of talks about it, and it wasn't an easy process. But after a while, especially during the pandemic, when I told my dad that I was doing virtual runs, he didn't know what it is
Mm.
until because he's an accountant also. So until one of the accounting bodies actually organized a virtual run as well. So he sent the link to me. Then I'm like, huh, see, virtual run is a thing. Like so that's how parents learn, right? It's from their friends, not from us. Like yeah.
Oh, yeah, wonderful. I think this is a normal part of the journey, right? But I'm glad that you're sticking to your convictions and you found the courage to go on. Since you're on the topic of explaining to your dad what a virtual run is, perhaps I think for the benefit of our audience, maybe you can explain, how does a virtual run actually happen, and how does it work?
Okay, a simple explanation for it would be so virtual run is you basically you either go outside and you can run with either your app. So there's always a dedicated app that a virtual run would use. So either you run with an app or you run with any tracking device, your watch. And once you have that record, all you need to do is just submit it to the website of the organizer. So yeah, so basically all you need to do is just keep tracking your run and submitting it. And usually the virtual run format is accumulative. There's also one-off ones. So Epic Run, we did a cumulative one. So you just keep accumulating the runs and yeah, and submitting it to the dedicated app that you run with. So you have to run with your phone most of the time. If you're a beginner, mostly people run with their phone. Or yeah, so some people they'll upgrade and they'll get a watch which syncs to their phone. Yeah, that's how people get started.
I see. I see.
Yeah.
Yeah, I have to admit, even when I heard about a virtual run, and a lot of my friends that I knew personally, when I introduced the concept of a virtual run, they were like, "What do you mean? Do we control someone running on in a game, or like
Yeah.
what is it really about?" Until really it was the epic run that kind of opened up my perspective of, I mean, understand that now we are in the midst of a pandemic, so running physically next to thousands of people in the same venue might not be the smartest thing to do. So I felt that earlier this year in January, where we held the run, it was really really a good experience for a lot of us. And but that led me to think also, going through just a virtual run isn't just about you putting on a pair of shoes, putting on your tracker, and also running. I think that's actually very easy to do because it may be a one-off thing. But what I realized through, um, I suppose, our collaboration and through the virtual run that we organized together, is that you actually brought a different aspect to it. And the keyword here I'm searching for is actually the community building aspect that you've managed to brought on board. And um, I have to say I was really really impressed, because running may be easy to do, but running consistently with a goal in mind, and also the camaraderie that you have and you build, is a totally different story. And I wanted to find out more about that, like why combine the two, health and fitness combining with, I don't know, community building. What's that like for you? Or why, or
Okay,
rather, why do you think that's important?
why do I think that's important?
Yeah.
I actually kind of stumbled upon this formula actually. So yeah, so it was because of the pandemic. Okay, before this, when I started Somersault, I started a community as well. And I felt that and this community is called YOLO Paces, as I shared with you guys, right? So I felt that there was a need for a community to kind of exemplify the the mission that we want to achieve, which is inspire fitness.
Mm,
And that time I was selling like products. So I thought products, yeah, products can help in a way, but to have direct impact is to really to bring people together. So I brought people together in YOLO Paces, and I started to reverse engineer like what happened at reverse engineer, right? What happened at work, because I really really wanted people to get the feeling that I felt. So I reflected and see like how come I felt so felt so good lah, right? And then like how did I manage to fall in love with running? So I actually put some thought into it and I re-engineered it. So like the factors were free slots, right? Free slots, accessibility. So I that's what I started to do. I went to organizers and asked them for free slots to give away to my YOLO Paces members to get them to start
mm,
running. Yeah, and also another one was camaraderie, like you mentioned, like with my colleagues and stuff. So I recreated that by like just bringing people together, organizing activities. So these were all the factors that like brought together the community. Yeah, and I that time I was just trying to get more people to run. That's all. And so fast forward to the pandemic, right? I instantly discovered this when so YOLO Pages I just maintained for a while, and then during the pandemic, I was thinking what to do with the YOLO Pages. A lot of people seem uncertain, demotivated, and then I started organizing like mini virtual runs for them. Yeah, I did like one called Jom Run Indoor. Let me see. And that time like
amazing.
yeah, and that time like really we couldn't go out at all. It was really like a once in lifetime like situation, like MCO 1.0, where we didn't go out at all. So everyone was so gung ho to do something with their time they have at home. So we started running at home and stuff. And then I thought like, okay, let's bring in the fundraising element. I think that time, because I felt like we need to give back. Yeah, so we brought in the fundraising element, and the old pieces really came together to support. I was also surprised actually. Like I felt, I mean, I would say like I did feel shy like asking for money, even though it's to
Mm,
help others. But I just put it out there like, hey guys, you want to give some token of donation or not? Maybe I can I will channel it to a selected NGO or something. Yeah, so yeah, so everybody came together and stuff, and then this mini virtual run we raised $2,000. Yeah, and I was like, hey, this actually works. That's when like I realized the value of community building for purposes of health and uh, supporting social causes. Yeah, so I realized that it actually works.
I
Yeah.
see, I see. That's quite amazing. Just trying to understand the perspective of you, pretty much pushing and driving this alone, um, rallying people to believe in the cause, and not only that, physically go and move their bodies, go and run and sweat,
Book
move
their
their heart and
bodies.
soul.
They just say
Yeah,
that.
yeah. I mean, like it's true, it's true. First you move the heart, and then now you move their bodies, and to do it in like to do it in such a consistent manner, I think it's truly quite
Yeah,
amazing.
yeah, but I really can't take all the credit because it's I did reflect also like how come they're so supportive, like like right. I obviously I'm honored that people want to support and stuff, but I don't think it's me. I think it's the mission that I put out. So like I created YOLO Paces, I said like, okay, this is a community for people. That our tagline is for people who love to live life and run. So it attracted people like that, people who like to live life and run. So naturally they became, they're also more like how to say, giving and caring people who just wanted to like maximize their life and give back to the community. I just felt that it really attracted these type of people. So when you provide them with the right project, then they really can shine and contribute. Yeah.
Yeah, so I understand that you got into, integrating charity into your running event, and that happened that time. But it seems like you've made this a staple, in all the events that you do. If not mistaken, I think every single event that you run is attached to a cause of some kind, and I'm wondering, like, what made you, make such a decision? Because I know that, with the connecting of a charity to your running, it makes your job a little bit more complicated as well, right?
Yeah, it does. It does to a certain extent. But I felt that, I mean, I was thinking what kind of business I wanted to pivot to, right? Like I didn't share the whole story, but Summersault started selling products, and now we are a sports digital marketing firm. And I felt that there are a lot of organizers organizing virtual runs already, but not enough, organizers doing virtual runs with social causes. And we managed to validate a model that works, a business model that works in a way. So and personally, I do want to create impact. I feel that, yeah, I am quite motivated by impact as well. So that's why I made the decision, even though it is a bit more work, but it's kind of like you need to do more work to get more results in a way. Yeah. So I mean, I'll also share, like, from the other perspective, having a run with social cause, I would admit it does bring in more numbers actually. When the when the run has a compelling cause, it does
Mm.
encourage more people to sign up as well. So it helps to really fulfill the fitness and the giving back element. Yeah.
Yeah, no. So I think, yeah, what an amazing thing that you stumbled across. I think, like,
Yeah.
we can attest to that. I mean, in fact, previously I thought it was more like, okay, a lot more people want to run, and how can we channel this mass of people who likes to run to now give to charity? But it
Yeah.
seems like, you're getting people involved in running because they like to give, as well. I think that's news for me, so I mean, speaking of charities as well, I think I can think of some additional work that you would have to do. I think now, with having causes attached to your events, you would be entrusted with needing to represent some of these causes. And at the same time, I'm sure a lot of people will be questioning as well. I'm going to be putting my body on the line. I'm going to be running all these miles to collect all this money. How do you know the money going to the NGO is legit or not?
Yeah. Yeah.
How
Yeah.
do you
So
deal with these things?
yeah, so that is quite a common question that I get when I started doing this.
Mm.
So how I deal with it is, I mean, even myself, like before I started doing it, I was a bit more cautious about, like, which NGO I want to work with. So I did do my additional research, and find out about what the organization is about before even taking on the job. So that's how I try to do a bit of like due diligence as well. Yeah, and after that, during the run itself, I feel sometimes people do ask, it's not because they are skeptical, maybe some are, but also because they don't know. They've never heard of the charity before. So I feel that it is our role as the organizer to share more information about the social enterprise. Yeah, so that's when we use marketing and posters to tell the story. Yeah, that's how we use marketing to tell the story for these NGOs. Yeah, so that's really what the efforts that I made to kind of alleviate the runners' concerns. After that as well, it's all about transparency, right? So after the run, we try to also give updates about what the charities are up to, and what the funds being used for. So it's really all about communication and sharing about what the charity does. Yeah.
I see. I see. Well, aside from that, I was just curious, like when you talked about building credibility and building the trust amongst communities to believe that, whatever I'm doing today, however much I'm running today is actually going to be legitimized or recognized and be of impact, right? Like through your years of experience, I was wondering, um, of course there are hardships and there's also like moments of celebration and joy. I was just curious to know if you have any of, perhaps you can name some of your most favorite or most inspirational moments um, through your years, organizing, rallying people for runs. Anything you can think of.
Wow, this is a tough question for me.
Okay.
Inspirational moments. There's so many. Um, Maybe okay, one example would be, I mean, I'm just constantly inspired by runners as well, right?
Mm,
So the epic run we did. So like when Mama Benedine, she's just a really awesome runner, right? She doesn't look tired running 50 km every day. So she's just been posting and posting all of 50 km in the group. And then to me inspires me when other people decide to follow as well. So when Leon was inspired and intended that 50 km, I was like shocked. I was like, whoa, this guy actually, yeah, this guy actually ran 50 km and by himself. I mean, like it's like his first 50 km. Normally, I attempted 50 km as well. And I did it with a team. Like I didn't dare do it alone, and he did it alone, and even managed to do like a little Strava art of epic. I thought that was really epic, like for him, his way of giving back, right? So
yep,
yeah, it's
yep.
just little stories like this that really inspires me. One more I want to share is you know there was this special team in the epic run,
Team
right?
Special
Which is
Me, right?
yeah,
Yep.
yeah. So they were a bit unassuming as well. They approached us and then they say they want to support. Then I said, okay, I'll support. Then after a while I realized, wow, these are a team of quite extraordinary people, and maybe you should call them for the next one. So they yeah, so because they wanted to do more and they want to give back. So even normal people is sometimes a bit challenging to convince them to fundraise. This one they come to you and say we want to fundraise and give back, and we want to show that young adults with special abilities can also give back and be a useful member of society. So they really inspired me with their actions and their stories. Yeah, so these two so far.
So prior to
Hmm.
that, actually, you didn't know anyone of them personally as well.
Yeah, I
Those
didn't know, and
members.
like I mean, like Johnson would say, I mean, it is additional task that we have to do, but when we start to see results like that, you can't help but be like inspired by them, and you just want to be a part of their journey. I think that's usually it's probably the reasons you guys are doing what you're doing until now, right? So yeah, so that's the same reason, the same feeling I felt as well.
Mm.
Yeah.
I'm wondering if you've tallied up to this point, all the different runs that you've done and all that.
Yeah.
Perhaps you could share with us some of the numbers. What's the impact that you've made and been able to track so far? Perhaps like how many runners, how many miles accumulated, how much money have you raised?
How many
Um,
people fainted midway running?
Fainted
Hopefully
but
none,
didn't
right?
tell me.
Okay.
how much
Yeah.
how much fat did everyone accumulatively burn?
Yeah, I wish I had the how many calories one, right? But that one would require everyone keying in their before and after, right? So the numbers that I did measure was obviously the funds raised, right? So even for Epic Run, we did 67,000, and then did another one, cancer research, was a net donation of 50,000 plus. Yeah, and then the reason one that we did was Malaysia Marathon, and that one we raised 17,000. Yeah, so in total I added, it was like 134,000 this year. So
Hmm.
yeah, for funds raise. So yeah, and number of runners is thank you. Is really just is really teamwork. So like number of runners is I would say the average is about 500 and 500 plus per runners. So we've tested out with this model and what we're doing currently. 500 is the average number of runners that we can get in each run. Yeah.
In total, up to this point, how many runners have you?
So I guess if you would, I did like so it's thousand, we would say 1,500 runners. Yeah, thousand
Okay.
five hundred. Yeah. So to me, like that's also the model. I was like, wow, with 500 runners, we still can raise like this amount of money. So it's like quite a good model, lah, I feel, right? So yeah, so that's currently how it works.
Mhm.
What other numbers in are you looking at?
So
Oh,
the
how far did we run, right? So like
yes.
okay, so it's the average. So like I think Epic one was 70,000 if I'm not mistaken,
70,000
70,000.
km, yeah.
Yeah, so it's around there, 70,000 for each run. I noticed because it's based on the um average similar amount of runners as well. So it was 70,000, 80,000. That's the number of runners, number of kilometers that we would achieve. Yeah,
Hmm.
so
And
pretty
this
amazing.
yeah, that's amazing. It's always so surprising or even shocking as well. You know how much people will run.
Yeah.
I know we all in from Epic all surprised ourselves.
Yeah, really.
Yeah, I think it helps that there's the element of competition as well, friendly competition, if I may add.
Mm.
That really helps us to really push our limits as well.
Yes,
Yeah.
definitely.
I'm curious, like in terms of the money that was raised, perhaps you could tell us like what causes it's gone to.
Oh, okay, sure. So well, the first one is to Epic Homes. So we wanted to build a house, right?
Mhm.
Yeah. So that's where the funds goes to for a house for Orang Asli family. And the next one I did was Run for Our Lives, and that was for Cancer Research Malaysia, and it was for cancer research purposes. So we managed to raise 50,000, and it would go for their mainly their research, the scientists, the lab development, all those kind of things.
Mhm.
And last one is Team Nafas. So Malaysia Marathon. So we work together with caremongers. So if you guys have caremongers, yeah. So we work with caremongers, and they decided to work together to support another cause. So this is even like quite inspiring as well. Like they decided to support Kembara Kitchen and their Team Nafas initiative. So it's actually for emergency ambulance services for those who have COVID-19. So it's like non-critical cases, but their purpose is to free up the capacity of the ambulance. Yeah, so it's a quite a good cause, and we managed to raise 17,000 in a short time, right? So yeah, those were the causes.
Wow. Wow. So,
Yeah.
those are some of the runs that's kind of taken place in the past, right? Actively right now, is there a run that perhaps some of our viewers who are watching could take an interest on, or maybe further down the line as well? Are there any active runs right now? Because it seems like there's always a run now, like nowadays or like now, pretty much. Are you
Yeah.
actively in one as well?
So currently, my team and I, we are working on for Make a Wish Malaysia.
Oh.
So yeah, so they are planning to bring this. It's kind of like an international run, virtual run, and also physical run. So because Make a Wish is an affiliate, right? So they have this. It's a walk actually. It's a walk that is called Walk for Wishes. So we're planning to bring it to Malaysia for the first time. And yeah, if you Google it, you'll see like overseas they have been doing it already. So we're going to do a virtual walk first. I obviously wish we could do physical, but for now we'll do virtual. Yeah. So yeah, so that's actually happening in mid Jan. Yeah, mid Jan to end of Jan. So 2 weeks. So it will be a similar model, and hopefully we'll add some jazz and spice up the event and bring in something new as well to keep the runners engaged.
Mm.
Yeah.
Looking forward to that.
Yeah, join
Yeah.
us. New year, new resolution.
When have we heard that before? Oh gosh.
That's how.
Oh gosh.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If you don't show up, then Lily's gonna corner you in the MRT or LRT.
It's gonna
Then
run
you get
after
you to
us.
Yes,
go.
yes. I know where to
Yeah.
find you. Yeah.
Oh no. Yeah. So
Yeah.
I mean that's really amazing, like what you've been able to accomplish in a year. You know, like how many people that you really inspired, and you really got them off their couch, got them moving, but also introduced them to different causes that they could care about and participate in helping them as well. You know, I can't help but think that, you know, it you know, of course you're so optimistic, and you enjoy what you do, you know, but I'm sure that it comes with a lot of challenges as well, you know. So perhaps if you could share with us, you know, what are some of the toughest challenges of doing what you do?
Wow, toughest challenges. I don't know. I guess tight timelines, because all virtual runs, you know, it's when, especially when it's tied to a cause, you do want to do it as soon as possible, right? Because people need it. So the timelines do kind of like it's quite stressful event organization, right? But it's normal. We know that that is the part. So we just manage it by working effectively, focusing on what matters. Yeah, and another one is yeah, like we brought up earlier, you know, dealing with skepticism, because you're trying to put yourself out there, using our own face as well, right? Like our face, and like really saying, trust me and trust my event, and support the cause that I'm advocating for. So that is a bit of a challenge in terms of overcoming a bit of personal doubts, as well as like right, and also trying to gain public trust, and be assured of like the direction that I'm heading. So those are like more like personal challenges that I've had to go through. Yeah.
Yeah.
Other
I
than
guess,
that, I think it's okay. It's still fun.
okay.
It's fun to
So
do.
I mean,
Yeah.
like being, I feel like if we were ever to, if we were ever to put ourselves in your shoes, Lily, like it's gonna take obviously a lot of energy, a lot of courage, a lot of just positivity to continuously rally and basically bring people together, right? And speaking of challenges, so if there was ever a day, I'm pretty sure there will be days where you feel like nothing's really going well, like um for you, or nothing's right for you, or on your lowest days, like how does Lily kind of like push herself, or motivate herself, you know, to go through the tough times as well as the good times?
Yeah. Well, I'm the type of person like I will reach out actually. Yeah, I will try to like, okay, number one, sometimes maybe you'll find your close friend to complain to or confide to.
Okay.
Number two is really reach out for productive purposes, and like, you know, you reach out to someone who you think may be able to share insights to the problem that you're facing. So that's what I try to do. And I mean, cliche enough. I mean, like last but not least, I just go and run
Run.
now. Like,
I knew it.
yeah, just waiting for it. Yeah, that's how I stay positive. It's because like I have all these endorphins from the yeah, I'm all drugged up. Like, yeah, but
we're just gonna get that snippet as our sneak.
Yeah. That's it. That's it.
She's drugged up.
yeah, drugged with these endorphins. Yeah, you should get it in a bottle. Yeah, but really, yeah. I mean, even if I did reach out with Drew Johnson actually before this, like other runs that I do, because he's done so many social enterprise work, right? Say, how do you deal with this?
Mm.
Yeah, and then he'll just share his advice, like, so these are really moments I appreciate. I mean, and also not last but not least, like I don't feel alone actually. I mean, you guys always see me as the fun person, right?
Yeah.
But I think you will also see people here and there popping up in also in our groups, and they're actually like the kind of like the biggest YOLO Pacers supporters. So like, yeah, so these are people that really keep me going. Yeah,
That's
or maybe when
amazing.
I'm down, they are the one who's doing the work, right? When I feel like, yeah, nobody is fundraising, then suddenly out of nowhere they will like start a fundraising page, and and post in their Facebook. So yeah, I just want to mention, like, Felicia, Felicia, you've seen her a
Coach.
lot, and right, yeah, she's so supportive. And Sudi as well. He's like a rock star fundraiser, right? And maybe like Megawatt Smile or something. Yeah, and all those captains that I nominated captains, and also those who just step up to just contribute. Ivan, Jess, L, Ash, Rija. So I'm doing a bit of a shout out. But yeah, these are really people who really they just felt compelled to contribute as well. So that's how I stay positive. Yeah.
Amazing, amazing.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
the togetherness really, really, I think shines. And yeah, it's a good reminder that you brought up. I think when you said, it's not always just me. You guys may see that it's always just one face, but truly behind the scenes, there's so many people, so many running legs like helping, push
Yeah.
push the cause forward.
Definitely. And even those pretty posters, like it's not me who do it. Like I give the direction, but I do try to get help. And since then I've gotten like team members like Chloe, and Damia, Hannah. So some of them maybe you'll see it in due time. So
Yeah.
so they yeah, so they have come on board to help also. So I know I cannot do everything alone. If not, I'll be like massively burnout, and like no amount of running can help me. So it's really, really yeah, it's really, really teamwork. Yeah.
All right.
Do you have photos to share? Like you want to share some? Like
I will show. I'm not sure where this is, and I'm not sure if you can see it, but I will kind of describe the photo that I'm showing right now. Uh,
okay, no worries.
I, I think that's you. There's someone running there for sure, and um, I'm not sure
Have
where
you
this is. I'm not sure if you can see the photo.
have you
But
shared
it's
the
the
photo?
one.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, it's the one of you running. It looks like around your community or your neighborhood, right?
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Actually I have it on my phone here. So it's
Mm.
yeah, this is running around Bangsa neighborhood. So it's
Mm-hmm.
like one of our like kind of initiatives by YOLO Paces. So we just launched YOLO Explore. So it's we try to combine adventure with running. So we bring people to explore like neighborhoods, some and this, and you get take pretty sites like this. So we use these pretty photos and the idea of exploring a unique place as a way to get people to go running as well. So yeah, so that's actually not me. I wish I was that tall, but it's actually Jess.
Okay, I
Yeah,
see.
and yeah, I think he's wearing the epic shirt. Yeah, he's wearing the epic shirt.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
Bangsa.
yeah.
Yeah. I always notice a lot of people who tend to jog around Bangsa, but I don't know how. It's there's so many holes and it's so hilly. I'm not sure.
You
But
should come
actually,
with me, then I will show you the.
it reminded me of I don't know why, but it made me thought of you running in car parks and you were trying to normalize running around in car parks, right? Like, could you maybe tell
Yes,
us
yes.
more about it? Johnson, if you don't know, I think Lily has been on this secret mission to um, make running in car parks normal. Maybe not only normal, but safe for women as well to run maybe past the PMs and past the evening and whatnot. Would you like
Yeah, yeah.
to, I don't know, talk about that, Lily?
Yeah, yeah, sure. It's pretty much like because every time after finish work and everything, so it's really late. So and it's not safe to run alone outside, right? Especially for women. Don't even say women, like anyone to
Mm,
run alone outside.
right, right.
Yeah. So I started to run in my car park, and I realized that it's actually quite comfortable. The thought of it feels not comfortable, like oh, so hot, so dingy, and like, but then when you actually go there and just do it, then it's actually okay. Yeah, I'm lucky also that my condo has a pretty nice car park lah, I think, because I
Mm,
saw some people, they say they tried it, very hot, they say like so. So it doesn't work for everyone, but if you have a condo with like, like some car parks are more airy, then I would recommend people to try it out. Yeah. Yeah, we can do a car park run too, but it's probably not as fun lah. Like let's just do a neighborhood run.
I see.
So speaking of some of these crazy ideas. So you've had a very, very good, I think, pretty full year, and it seems like you're getting more and more opportunities opening up to you and stuff. I'm sure your ambition and your boldness to dream is increasing. So I'm wondering what is the big dream? What's the plan to world domination with running and fitness?
Wow, world domination. Malaysia, Klang Valley domination first. Now,
Okay.
yeah. Well, I mean, I pivoted to this business, and I really do want to specialize in virtual run organization and community building. So I want to build more brand communities. I managed to build one that's YOLO Pacer, right? So there are others that I am building, and as well as helping other brands build. So I do offer like brand building services as well, like as in community building services. So I'm just trying to expand our clientele in that sense, and really just build a business. In a way, it's like a social enterprise at the moment, but we didn't go and call ourselves that or apply for the accreditation yet. But I do want to build somewhat of like a social enterprise that is a digital marketing firm, a bit of a media group as well, and really just focusing on brands with the same value, and so that we can continue creating impact. Yeah, so I focus mainly on fitness because I know how to use fitness to create impact. There are other brands that approach me to do other things. I am exploring a little bit with them. Yeah, so we'll see how it goes. Fashion, I dabbled in a bit of fashion community building as well. So yeah, so that's kind of where I'm trying to expand my portfolio. And I've gotten, and Chloe is coming on board, and some other
Nice.
team members. Yeah, so hopefully I can work together for other projects and stuff. So yeah, that's what I'm planning to do. Yeah, and we're preparing for the hybrid world, right? So it's
Hybrid
next year.
world.
The
Yeah,
hybrid world.
yeah, next year. So
Wow. Are we turning into a conspiracy theory channel?
no, it's definitely
What hybrid world is this?
What is this?
Yeah, next year will be a hybrid world. Like we won't be online all the time. Everybody will be out. Yeah, yeah.
Okay.
See.
So maybe we will slowly still have a virtual run element, but then start to bring in real life events as well. So I need to also see whether I want to organize with physical runs, or work with like partners to provide a more like holistic service for people. Yeah, so that we can continue doing what we do.
I see.
Yeah.
For people out there who might be interested in perhaps joining one of your future runs, how is it best for them to get themselves involved? Where would you
Okay.
direct them to?
Okay. Well, they can follow our page, the Summersault page. Maybe I'll leave a link in the comment section. So just look up Summersault and you'll find it. So that's the best place to look up. Or also our Instagram. So our Instagram is somersault.co. So they can also look up there. Yeah, so that's where we usually share our run updates.
I
Yeah.
see.
Or you can add, if we know each other, then add me as Facebook friend, and I'm always sharing about it.
Okay.
I did add some epic runners in as Facebook friends.
Okay.
Yeah, yeah. So I'll always be like sharing and yeah, my latest run, getting people to join.
All right. Yeah, but
Yeah.
we'll take it one step at a time, Johnson. Maybe not world domination yet, but we'll take Lily's word for it. We'll start with Klang Valley and so
Yeah,
on.
Klang
Yeah,
Valley.
one step
No,
at a
I
time.
think that's
Dream big,
that's
right?
wonderful. Klang Valley is huge.
Yeah.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah. Thanks for sharing. Yeah, I suppose to people out there, to brands, if you're looking to collaborate with someone who's connected to fitness and also want to do some good, to NGOs who are looking to try virtual runs as a means of raising funds, and to all of you who needs a little bit of boost to get fit, where just being fit or looking better is not good enough, and you need the extra boost of making a difference. You know who to look up to. reach out to Lily or to Summersault. Yeah. So Andrew,
Right.
I
Yep.
think I'm out of questions at this point in time. Do you have any?
I don't. The only question I have remaining is purely if Lily, yourself, you have any last words or words of advice that you'd like to share before
Yeah.
we truly close the show. Um,
Yeah. Before we're going to do takeaways first.
Wow. Takeaways from what?
Yeah. What were some of your key takeaways?
From this session or from everything?
Oh no, not from you, Lily. Our takeaways from
Oh,
our
okay,
session with
okay.
you. I'm talking to
Wow.
Andrew.
Nice,
Yeah.
nice.
if you're gonna ask me, I feel like um, having a really clear objective really motivates you more than you would think. And I'm speaking on a personal level because I kind of saw myself as someone who would run now and then, just to kind of like keep fit and whatnot. But when you assign a objective or a purpose to why you're doing it, it gives me that extra 10-20% almost, and I felt it. So having this conversation with Lily has kind of reminded me that if you do things with purpose, the conviction will show, the commitment will come out, and to add on to that, when you do it with a group that also believes in the same cause, I think that makes the entire experience so much more enjoyable, so much more memorable, and lastly impactful as well, because the numbers itself speak. The numbers shows for itself as well. Um, yeah, I think that would be my main takeaway. It really helped as a reminder of what is important.
Yeah.
What about
I
you,
think
Johnson?
mine would, yeah, mine would be that the impact ripples. No matter how big or how small. Like in the case of Lily, she had friends who cared enough to bug her to go for that run and commit to it. And I'm sure they didn't know that this Lily would then go on to to increase, that sort of effect as well. And she's now doing it not to one friend, she's now doing it to thousands of people, and I'm sure there's going to be thousands more as well. So you never know, like where it goes, but it certainly does ripple, and we can see the kind of impact that's being done now through the work that Lily does. Another is that when you do something that you believe in, it's not necessary that everyone would agree with you or support you. I think that's in the case of Lily, where I suppose in our culture, what our parents and all that think about us is means a lot, right? It carries a heavy weight, but I think you've gone ahead to do it anyways, and I think that takes tremendous boldness and courage. And I know this is really just the beginning of your story, and I, even in a year, you've already proven so much, and I'm sure there's going to be so much more. And at some point, maybe they'll come to you and say, okay, this works. But I know that at this point, perhaps they're not fully supportive yet, but I really admire, the courage it takes for you to still go ahead and do it. And lastly, I think if everything is not going very well, one very tangible option for you to do to help overcome those negative feelings is to go for a run. Yes. So those will be my three takeaways, Andrew.
I like the last one. Never forget that. Don't
Yes.
underestimate the power of running.
My
It just
my
really.
objective is achieved.
Okay. Are you gonna
Yeah.
feel bad if you don't go for a run after this show? I might. I
No.
might. Great. So I
No.
think in
Yeah.
the interest of time, Lily, I'd like to invite you if you have a final few words to share. Otherwise, I believe in the interest of time, we'd like to wrap up the show. So, yeah,
Yep,
Lily.
yep. Sure, sure. I'll just make it a quick one. So thanks Andrew and Johnson for inviting me to this talk. I really enjoyed it. Talking about myself, but also the mission that I'm trying to fulfill. So I guess my advice or maybe last words would be to people out there who are also maybe thinking of doing the same. Like I hope that this inspires you, or that if you feel that you need that push to just start doing things, like I would encourage you to just try. I only stumbled upon this someone who was so reluctant to even run, like actually end up doing this. So yeah, so it's not like I was a self-motivated person from the start, right? So I hope anyone who's listening to this would yeah, take this into consideration. Say yes more to opportunities. Think that an experiment, put yourself out there, and you will see results. And I'm still fighting every day, and I hope that you will also continue the fight. So thanks for listening, everyone.
Thank you for sharing, Lily. Thank you
No
so
Very
worries.
much.
elegantly put. Thank you so much for your time, Lily. It's been a
No
pleasure
worries.
having you on this show.
No
To
worries.
everyone out there watching this, I hope this Lily has inspired you to really go out there and put a little extra in the ordinary. Try do things differently. Try do things in a unique way. And yeah, we're very, very thankful to have Lily, and we're on the lookout for more people like Lily who are extraordinary. So if you have anyone who inspires you, anyone who perhaps confuses you, but at the same time is very intriguing to you, please do recommend them to us. Drop us a note. We really appreciate it. And we hope that we can keep inspiring you to do the extraordinary. Again, thank you so much for your time.
Hey, thank you. Bye, everyone. Have a good weekend.
You too, Lily.
Bye.
Bye.
Okay,
Have a
bye.
good one. Thank you, everyone, for tuning in.
Thank you.